Right, we're going to look at a couple more line commands, and for this case we're going to go back into a new drawing. So it's going to be new. Go down to our template CAD ISO and open that. And we're just going to look at how we can join lines together, making sure that we're working with our object snaps. Now our object snaps here is down at the bottom of the screen. It's got a square with a kind of a little square off to the top left of that. There's going to be a little arrow on the other side of that, and it says Object Snap Settings. And if you click on Object Snap Settings, it gives you a number of options of what points you can lock onto on a line, and this is very good for precision. So I'm just going to use the Select All option here, but you could actually clear all initially and then just pick any of these one by one. So that's our object snaps. We're going to keep that highlighted just now, and now I'm going to just draw a line down halfway down the screen there, and then escape from that. Now I'm going to put my ortho mode off. So the good thing about your object snaps is you can snap on to the end point of a line, and that brings up a square, a green square. You could snap on to the nearest point on a line, which is a little bit more random, or you could snap on to the midpoint of a line, which is a green triangle, or the other end point of a line. Now, of course, if you had a circle, you could actually draw a line and actually bring this into the midpoint of that circle. So there's lots of ways of getting precision built into your drafting. If you had a line that you wanted to draw perpendicular to this line, you could actually bring up this little kind of right angle green symbol here, and it will just come up as a preview saying perpendicular. And you can snap on to that so that you know that this angle here is 90 degrees. Okay, so that's a couple of things about lines. We're also going to show you how to draw another thing called a spline. Now this is a bit more kind of free form. Now every spline has got node points, so I could click there, I could click there, and bring it in a very kind of free form shape, like so. Now that could be useful for a number of reasons. Could be useful for drawing maybe organic type pathways or what have you. It's also useful for drawing the insides of maybe a pipe. So some pipes you'll see drafts people actually using spline. We'll click on spline, and you could probably start from this point of the circle and kind of get this sort of shape built in here, which shows that that's actually a circular section of a pipe. Once you get to this point here, kind of overshoot it a wee bit and then hit enter, and then it's a case of just trying to get this locked on to the side there. Maybe just getting a couple of the grips and just pulling them away from each other a little bit, not too much. And that, like I said, gives you the idea that this is a pipe and that there's maybe a flow of something going through it. Okay, so that's your spline option. We could also look at something like ellipse. You need to specify the center of your ellipse and then give it an endpoint as well. So let's give it an endpoint here, for example. So you could give this a distance to the other axis. Couple more things that we could do with lines as well. We could create a polyline, which again allows you to draw one full entity, one shape that's actually got all of its sides linked together, and you can offset that within itself. So it could specify an offset distance of maybe, let's see first of all what distance this is. We need to know what distance first of all. So that's about 2.7 meters, 2,700. So let's offset that by, say, 300. And you can offset that within itself. And this is quite good for doing very quick cavity wall construction. Okay, so that's a little look at different types of lines, and we'll just leave it there and stop the recording.